Hey guys, it is Jack and Callum back here again with another video. We're going to touch on the Vive Focus again and also talk about some of the stuff that's going on here. First point to mention there, just want to say a thank you to everyone that is involved with the first video about the Vive Focus. Got a really positive response. We really enjoyed all the comments that you guys put in the video, and just a special mention to Alvin Graylin, as it was massive appreciation for him to retweeting our stuff. And it's just quite a cool experience for us both. And the other point we just wanted to say is about why we're doing this and what we're doing at the moment. And the reason we're filming here is that we are moving studio and to a bigger space really, where we can experience VR a lot better. The whole room will be about 7x8, player a bit smaller because we need rooms for the computers and stuff. But part of the reason for this space is that we want to get people in, whether that's developers who want to try out stuff, people who haven't tried VR, other YouTubers, and even if you have tried VR, it will just give you an experience to try it in a large room scale environment. One of the final kind of tests we did with the tracking for the Vive Focus, so we jumped in a car, and this is what it's like.
Alright, shall I just have it?
This is well weird.
There.
Okay, if I look forward, then it recognises that we're moving, because now I'm just like moving rapidly far away from the... Wow! Wow, we're going so fast all of a sudden. Oh, that's crazy. It doesn't seem... Have we stopped? I'm still moving! Okay, what happens if I look up? Let's see if I chill. Okay, it's still on the loading screen. Okay, it just doesn't like looking that way. So that was the test of the Vive Focus in the car. In summary, it doesn't really work. Basically, it's not a good idea. You can't really do anything. Stuff's flying off all over the place and you're just flying through the levels. Even when you're in a video player, the screen just goes off behind you. They are working on the ability to disable the positional tracking, and they're actually planning on making it automatic, so in applications that don't need it, such as video players, it will just turn off because you can't move around in the video player anyway. It will probably work much better on other transports. So we've tried it on a train, don't have any footage of it, but as long as you weren't looking directly out of a window, it was fine. And on an aeroplane, I imagine this will be absolutely fine, especially if you just close the window flap if you're sitting next to one.
So with our last video of the Vive Focus, we didn't speak much about the content, and that's because there wasn't really that much there. We've found since that if you have a Chinese Viveport account, you can access everything. And there's about 6 or 7 pages of apps instead of 3, which we had before. So there's a lot more to look into. And that's what our next video about the Focus will be about. It'll be about all those different apps, what is good, what is bad, and what we can see in the future with this.
Because at the moment, there's only kind of 2 sort of ways that it's being used mainly, in that either you have a platform or something, an object that you're looking at in the center and you can walk around it, or you're based in the middle and then the application is based around you, so you simply turn in a circle. Nothing, amazingly new, but it's just how much better that is to use on the Vive Focus than a HTC Vive, because of how easy the whole package is to use. But yeah, as Callum said, we'll focus on more of the stuff we couldn't see originally when we've got access to it. So a couple of the comments that were included with our previous video is, what do we think the future and potential applications for the Vive Focus would be?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one really, because with the outside tracking working so well in the parks, there seems to be a lot of, you could have fitness things, you could have, and since it works so well, and it's so easy to use, you can see it used a lot for like care homes and in hospitals to enable people to kind of get outside of their shells almost. Yeah.
And it's some of the stuff that we're going to be hoping to try out ourselves. It's just a case of us arranging it.
Yeah.
So hopefully once we can try it. Yeah. We really want to see people's reactions are, especially people that haven't tried VR. It'll be great to see what they think of the Vive Focus.
So one of the key points that people brought up about our Focus review is the storage and how the 360 photos and videos work on the headset.
Yeah, so it comes with inbuilt 28 gigs worth of memory, and there's also an SD card slot that you can put in. So any pictures, videos you've got, very easy just to put them on the headset. If you want to download a TV series, easy to do. And we've taken some of our own 360 videos and pictures and put them on, and so it's incredibly simple to do that. And there's simply a 360 viewing option whenever you look at it. Obviously, you have to stitch together the videos, but that's fairly straightforward with software. So yeah, it's really simple. So if people are into that, no troubles at all.
It's a great headset.
Yeah, it's not something we do, and we managed to do it very quickly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
So to address another question that we had, or comment that we had, is how does the Vive Focus compare to the Gear VR? And one of the main differences, which we can't highlight enough, is the positional tracking. It just adds a whole new experience to it. With the Gear VR, it's good for watching stuff and playing through experiences if you want the controller, but having the head tracking just adds a whole new dynamic.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, like, beyond that, the whole thing's far more refined.
Yeah.
It's like the Gear VR, it's good for what it is,
Yeah.
but the display's worse for VR, the less field of view, it's just a lot worse. I mean, for obvious reasons. You can see, I mean, look at the headset. There's a lot more going on there than just a little phone in a little caddy. It's a quick question we had about the Focus was the controller and how it compares to the Gear VR. They're pretty much the same. There's a trackpad, there's a trigger on the back, there's some buttons on the front. It's identical, and I think that's for good reason. 3 degrees of freedom, there's not much more you can do with it. So we found in general that the people on the internet are quite critical of VR and the technology in general. Which is a real shame, because everyone we've had in the studio, they've really enjoyed it. They've been enthusiastic about it, they've been excited about what it might be and what it could be in the future. So I think probably the main problem is the price at the moment for most people.
Because it is expensive, and we're certainly not saying you should go out and buy a headset now, because not everyone is capable of doing that. But what we would highly recommend is that everybody at least goes and tries it. And there's more VR arcades opening up around the world. There's more in the UK. I think Bristol is actually turning into a VR hub, which is great. I mean, it's exciting for us considering we're based here anyway. So we're really excited to see what develops around that. If you're going to try it, you have to make sure that it's the right experience. There's some gimmicky things out there, like we talked about in a previous video about Jumanji. I think there's some roller coaster experiences, but they're still not amazing. But some of the games and applications that are being released now are really starting to use what is so great about VR. All the movement aspects, it's just great. And how you interact with all that, you just can't beat it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is why we're making our new studio. We want to invite people down
Yeah.
to try large scale, room scale, Vive Pro style headset,
and the right
everything.
experience.
And it'll cost a lot for an average person, but this is why we do it.
Yeah.
We want people to try it and really feel the enthusiasm that we do for the thing.
And one of the key points I see people picking up is the screen quality.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Which is a shame, because it's not just about that. It's not. For years, VR is not going to be HD quality. It's not going to be amazing viewing experience. But it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about the whole package.
Fly!
And if you embrace it for what it is, I think then that's when you become amazed by it.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's what those pixels are used for. People go on about, oh, it's so much lower resolution, like I see on my screen on the computer, but it's like each pixel makes so much more difference in VR. You're seeing it in your field of view instead of on a panel away from you. It immerses you in the environment. That's so much more than just a little pixel.
The
on a
screen quality, yeah.
It's-
I mean, take Gorn for example. Like, that's a really popular game, and whenever I hear anybody share experiences about bringing friends round, that is one of the games that they'll get you to try. And it's not that good graphically, but it's just the experience is so fun.
It's just great, yeah.
and hilarious. And yeah, so that's just some of our thoughts. I hope some of you agree, some of you probably won't. But yeah, we're just really keen to get more and more people interested in this. But that's all for now. If you want to create a discussion in the comments, drop something below. But otherwise, hope you liked it, and please subscribe, as it's massively appreciated.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.